U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says a Gaza ceasefire had been unthinkable before Donald Trump became president. And he added that now a process is underway to rebuild the territory that may take generations. But the starting point is the formation of what the U.S. calls a Board of Peace, an international body to oversee the process, and the naming of a technocratic Palestinian leadership for day-to-day governance. When pushed about the total disarmament of Hamas, Rubio took a pragmatic approach.
What that entails, we're going to leave that to the technical teams to work on. It would have to be something, obviously, that they're willing to agree to, that our partners can push them and pressure them to agree to. It also has to be something that Israel agrees to.
But Rubio insisted that the foundations for lasting peace were in place despite day-to-day Israeli violations of the ceasefire.
How long can this continue? How long can the Israelis be allowed to show such disrespect to President Trump?
Well, look, that's your characterization of it about the term disrespect. What I would say is this. This was, first of all, it was a miracle that it happened in the first place. We all understand how difficult it was for that to come to the conclusion that it did, where the bombing and everything else, the scale and scope of what we saw ended, all the hostages were released, and we have relative peace right now for the most part, despite the things you're pointing to.
On the economic blockade of Venezuela, Rubio played down remarks by White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles that the goal was to make Nicolas Maduro, the Venezuelan president, cry uncle, that is, regime change.
I mean, you can interpret any way you want, but at the end of the day, it is clear that the current status quo with the Venezuelan regime is intolerable for the United States. Our goal is to change that dynamic. And that's why the president's doing what he's doing. Change that dynamic by ensuring that no one wants to get on drug boats anymore.
Throughout the press conference, Marco Rubio underlined that the Trump administration's foreign policy would be based on the U.S.'s national interest, wherever that may be, but with a priority on the Western Hemisphere. Shihab, Rattansi, Al Jazeera, the State Department.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.